All right, so today I'm going to teach you how to sign up to use the Makerspace. Walk over here and you're going to look at the board. Now I want you to take a look at this sign right here. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. What do you think? Can we use this one today? I don't want to hear any noise. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Right. This one is not available today. So if at any time you see this sign on our board over here, that just tells you that one's closed. And it doesn't matter why, because I may have different reasons for closing things at different times. That just means that one's not open. All right? So this one is not open today. No. But if you notice, I do have pictures up that are open. So if you see the picture of the item in the Makerspace, that tells you that one is open. Now you're probably wondering, how many people get to go back to that one? All right, well, you're going to help me figure that out. So I have my picture, and then underneath there I have these slips of paper. So will you count with me how many we have?
1, 2, 3, 4.
So show me with your fingers how many people are going to be able to use Ozobot today. That's right, because if you take the last slip of paper, then what that means is you need to put this in front because that tells us it's closed. And then you're going to hang it back up on the board there. So that people come over, they know Ozobot is closed. Right? Then you're going to take your paper over to that area. And Ozobot happens to be number 1. And it'll tell you because the clip says 1 and there's a sign here that says number 1. So then you come over here. And the first thing you're going to do with your slip of paper is it has your name and it says space number. So you're going to write your name and show me with your fingers what space number are you writing. Oh, good job. Thank you for doing that without making noise. You're going to write space number 1 on there. Okay? Then you're not going to really need this until we get ready to clean up at the end. So then you're going to take a look at the target. What are you going to do with the Ozobot or the Zoobs or whatever space you get to go to? That's what this picture here is for. There's your learning target and it tells you what you're going to be doing. It says, I can create a code for the Ozobot to follow. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to use the things in the tub to help do that learning target. Now some of you may decide it's kind of crowded back here. If you want to take the things in your tub and go sit somewhere else in the media center where you're more comfortable, then you can do that, and that is fine. Okay? So then you're going to work on that, and you're going to work with the people that are using the Ozobot with you. Then I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a warning that it's time to clean up. When it's time to clean up, what you're going to do is you're going to take a look at your checklist. And on this checklist, first thing it says are all the materials in the tub. So your job is to make sure everything you use goes back in the tub. After you do that, there's a little box in there. Check it off, okay? The next thing says, is your workspace clean? Did you leave stuff laying out? What if you went to the tables and did it? If you left the chairs pushed out? That's your job, to clean up that area where you were working. After you do that, do this with me. Check. Check. Then you're going to look around the floor, especially like Lego pieces. Those things tend to end up on the floor, and we don't want anybody stepping on them, right? So you're going to make sure the floor is clean. If the floor is clean, then what are you going to do?
Check.
Check. Then if you happen to have an item such as the RC Snap Rover, the Ozobots, the Ruminate, if it's something that you have to turn on, it's going to say, make sure the toys are turned off. If you turn off the toys, what are you going to do? Check. Okay. And then the last thing says, reflection work in your journal. Well, if you've noticed, each of the spaces has its own journal. Why do you think they need a journal? You know, why would we put a journal in there?
Because they're all the same, and if they get lost, they, you know which one's which.
Right, but why would we need a journal? People have written in there. Why do we need a journal?
Because so you write down the information like so you can remember it and what you're gonna like write down like the learning target if you don't want to like look over it. Just like put the book in front of you and write the learning target so you don't have to look over it.
Okay, I'm glad you kind of mentioned this page because guess what? This page is also going to help you. Because if you look at underneath the learning target, there's a picture of a journal. This journal says, why did you create your code? You could put that in here. Has another question. How could someone use this code in a game with Ozobot as the player? So here they're giving you suggestions of things to write in the journal. Maybe you figured something out that might be helpful to others to use. Put it in the journal. Maybe you have a question. You couldn't figure something out. Write it in the journal. So when you're using your station, is it okay to look through the journal and see what somebody else put in here?
Yes.
Yes, that's going to help you with what you're building and making. Okay? So it's there to help you. So once you write in the journal, you get to check it off. Now, some of you are probably already thinking, do I have to write in the journal? Yes. Because to some people, and I've had adults say this to me, they look back here and they go, you mean they get to play with toys? Huh, how's that related to school? Playing with toys. We're not just playing with toys, we're working, we're thinking, we're creating, we're making things, we're building things. And that journal helps show what you're doing when you're using the Makerspace. So we can prove we're not just playing with toys. Okay? So once you're done and you've checked all these things off, look at my basket right here. That's where you're going to put it in. You're going to put it in the basket. Does Mrs. Dragish look like a basket?
No.
No. Don't hand it to me. You're going to put it in there. Okay? What kind of questions do you have about our process today? Questions only, please. Yes.
I have a question about that station.
Okay. Hold on one second to specific questions about stations. Remember one of the things that we talked about last week? We put QR codes on them. Okay? These are there to help you as well. Now I'll be walking around and sometimes we have other adults that are helping and we can try and help you, but some of this is about you making, you thinking, you working together to try and figure out how to make these things work. Okay? Yes?
What would it do the hacks like go in here first and check out, or do we have to check
Oh, what
we have to like do this? Like
who remembers, what did we say? What are we going to do first?
check out.
We have to check out first. Because I don't want you to go back to your classroom and tell your teacher, I didn't get any good books today. Because they'll be like, wait a minute, didn't you go to the media center today? That's your priority, is to get your books first. Okay? Anybody notice the cameras up here? Okay? Those cameras are there to help you as well. You can use those cameras to take pictures of the things that you're doing. Because sometimes you make something really cool and then you hear me go, oh, time to clean up. And you're like, oh, I built this creation and now I have to tear it apart. Yeah, but we have a picture, we have the camera, so you can take a picture of what you made so that you can remember it. Also, what if you go on here and you're stuck on something? Could you go in here and look and see what other people have done?
Yes.
Could that be helpful? Yeah. And if you have questions about how things work and you can't figure it out, ask the people in your group, the adults. We will help you with that. Avery.
The cameras are basically like the digital notebooks.
Yes, they are. Exactly. Yeah.
What if you're at another station and you made something, but like at the dumping station, what if you made something and you want to take a picture of it, but there's no camera?
There's a camera. Some of the cameras got put inside the tubs because I started noticing that the cameras were getting switched around, and the camera for the duct tape needs to stay with the duct tape. We don't want zoom pictures and duct tape pictures on the same camera. Okay?
Well, we could just look at the camera and see which.
Yeah, but they were starting to get mixed up, so that's why I started putting them in the tubs. Yes.
How do you take them? Like, can you take the pictures out?
We can, I can download them, but I've also been taking pictures and tweeting it out so parents can see things as well. But that's another reason why I would encourage you to bring your device. You can take a picture of what you're doing and take it and share it at home. I had a little girl yesterday. She was using the Ozobot. I saw her standing here after she built her code. She turned on her iPad, put it on video mode, and she was recording her Ozobot moving through its code. And I bet you she took that home last night and probably shared it with her family, what she was doing. Yeah.
What if your device doesn't take pictures or take video?
Well, then you would have to use the camera that we provide. Yes.
Computer.
Or camera, sorry.
Last year we weren't allowed to take videos.
Okay, but when
But
we're
just
using the cameras and the videos here, you're using the camera to take pictures of what you're building. We're not going to do silly photos. I shouldn't see pictures of you unless it's a picture of you and your creation that you made. Because if I start to see silly photos on there, then I'm going to have a conversation with you about using the camera appropriately. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. Then what we're going to do, yes, ma'am.
How can you know that the place is open?
Remember, we said you're going to see the picture on top. If the picture's on top, it's open. If you get to the card that says Makerspace closed, then you know it's not open, that it's filled up.
What about like the Hot Wheels and stuff?
Those, I will be switching the things out throughout the year, but right now the only things that are available are the things that are in the tubs on the counter. Okay. Good questions. All right, why don't we go back and learn about the Ozobot?